Welcome to the Gold Coast Plastic Surgery Podcast. I'm Dr. Mark Doyle, specialist plastic surgeon with over 30 years experience. Today I have with me my friend Alana. Today we're going to be talking about all things plastic surgery.
Thank you for having me today. Pleasure to talk to someone with all your experience.
Yes.
Because we're all informed these days by Dr. TikTok. So it's good to have someone that actually knows what they're talking about. One thing I wanted to ask was about breast implant removal. Lots of my friends and information I've read say you need to get them removed every 10 years. But what do you think? Do you think we need to get them removed every 10 years? And what are the signs that I need to have them removed?
Okay. The 10-year conversation is something we have quite regularly with patients, and that's been a myth that's been going on for quite some time. The most important thing if you're going to have breast implants is that you will need another operation sometime during the life of the breast implants. So it's not an operation you come and you have done once and never have any problems or operations or anything following the insertion of the implants. This 10-year rule has been gone a long time ago, and I think partly due to the fact that the quality of the implants that we're using these days are a lot better than the implants that were being used many years ago. What is the answer? There isn't one, but it's quite common for me to see patients that have had implants in for 20 to 30 years with no problems. And my feeling is they don't need to come out unless that you have a problem with them. If you're not having any problems, but have them checked regularly, then you can keep quite happily the same implant for a long period of time.
What are the kinds of problems that I could be having that would indicate to you as a plastic surgeon they need to be removed?
Okay, probably the most commonest and certainly capsular contracture, particularly with the earlier implants, was something that was very widespread. The implants, when they go into the body, an area of scar tissue that runs all the way around the implant. I think if you can think of an implant sitting in the body with a plastic bag or a paper bag around the outside of it, that's the scar tissue that the body makes because you have something foreign inside the chest. In some people, this is very fine and you wouldn't know it was there. In some people, that capsule or the scar can be very thick. It can squeeze on the implant and that can cause pain, and it can cause the implant to feel very firm. And if they get very firm in the thick capsule, then the implants just don't move at all, and they're like a hard rock on the chest wall. People that have those sort of issues often come with pain and an unhappy appearance, and they're best treated by removal and replacement with the latest implants that we have available now.
Well, it's good to know we're using safer implants these days. Apart from capsular contraction, what are some other indications that I might need to get my breast implants removed?
Rupture of the implants is less common, but it also happens. People that have ruptures will normally notice that one breast is looking different to the other. So if you get some asymmetry and the implant may feel different on one side or the other, that may well be a rupture. We would recommend normally that patients with implants in should have an ultrasound every 2 to 3 years just to keep track of how the implant's going, and often the ruptures are picked up during those tests, and quite commonly people have had a rupture and they don't know that they've had it. If you have a rupture, the treatment is to take the implant out and replace it, or alternatively take the implant out and not replace it, depending on what the patient really wants. So rupture and contracture are probably the two main things that we see.
Okay, that's good to know. So they're the two big indicators
Yes.
that I need to have my breast implants removed. I've heard a little bit about breast implant illness online, and I know it's a little bit controversial in your field. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Breast implant illness is very controversial. There's been a lot of research done on it, and with varying results. My experience on breast implant illness is there are a group of people that come in with a multitude of symptoms, very vague. They can be all throughout the body. Last count I saw over 150 different symptoms that were attributed to breast implant illness. The research says that there isn't a specific test. There isn't anything that we can, even looking at patients or talking to patients, it's really hard to predict whether they're going to have any change in all those symptoms if the implants are removed. My experience is that I have removed them on several people, and the patients that had them removed, the majority of them are much happier after the removal, and quite a few of them have had quite severe symptoms that have gone away completely. Now that's personal experience. The research doesn't promote that, and a lot of surgeons will say there's no such thing, therefore I'm not going to take your implants out or do anything about them. But there are a group of people that come in that are seriously unwell, and they do get better after the implants have come out. So it's not a common thing, but it is something that we do change or remove implants for.
Well, I know when I have gone to doctors, being validated is a very important part of the process, no matter what, to have my experience listened to. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
that they really appreciate it as part of their treatment. So we have capsular contraction is an indication that I need to get my breast implants removed. Potential rupture, including asymmetry of size, and
Yes.
then if you're having any illness experiences, I should come and talk to a doctor about
correct.
that. Anything else that you can think of?
Malposition is another
Okay.
quite common reason for seeing somebody. Malposition of breast implants is also something that we use. We'd remove implants or change implants for. So the implants normally would sit in the body like that. Malposition is the implant sitting in a different position to what you want. They can slip out to the sides,
Okay.
and particularly if you lie flat on your back, the implants just move out to the side, and not the breast or the implant just disappears off the chest wall. So in those cases, we need to put the implants back where they should be, and that usually means an internal bra type system where there's stitches on the inside to put the implant back where we want it. That's quite common. They can rotate, and by that, there's two ways of looking at that. They can go around in this direction. Now, if the implants are round, that's not a problem. They can flip over the other way. And if that happens, then what happens is you get the flat surface of the implant forward, and the part of the implant that sticks out as part of the breast is in the opposite direction. So it's a flip, and they need to be put back in position like that. It doesn't happen that commonly, but it does, and there are ways to fix these things should people have these problems. The other thing that happens with implants is as patients age and their preferences change, what we see with implants that initially were a good size for the patient, sometimes down the track the patients start to feel that they're a little bit too large. So it's not uncommon to be replacing implants, and either vice versa happens as well, that the patients go, look, these are way too big for me now. It's not suiting my lifestyle. I like some smaller ones, or alternative, the other way around. I've put on weight. I'm feeling a bit bigger. My implants look too small. I'd like some bigger implants, please. So that's another thing that we do quite regularly.
Okay. So size
Sizes
and where
and
that's
shape.
located.
Shape is another one. Just depending on the implant, will depend on how much volume you have on the top part of the breast. Mm-hmm. Some people like that, and initially, certainly many years ago, it was very common for implants to be a lot larger than they are these days, and people often would come back in later and say, look, they're just a bit too big for me now.
Well, thank you for clearing up the medical reasons. Also, I have friends talking to me about non-medical reasons for why they might want to change their implants. Like I know celebrities do this. They just change their mind. They maybe don't want to have implants anymore. What are some reasons like that you hear from patients about wanting implants removed?
Yeah, you're exactly right. What happens is that people, as they age, their feelings about their implants change. And initially they come and see me and they want implants that are very obvious, that stand out. And as they get older, they feel really uncomfortable with the big implants. And coming down in size is a really common request. And it's very much lifestyle related. They talk about the yoga breasts, which are common these days in that people want breast implants, but they just want to have breasts a little bit fuller than what they have at the moment. But they still want to do their yoga. And if you go in and you have breast implants that are enormous, that sort of defeats the purpose a little bit. So there has been a change over the years, and it's becoming more. If I look at the size of the implants we're putting smaller size implants than we used to 10, 15 years ago. One of the reasons I see people come in and ask about treating their capsular contracture are the ladies that have grandchildren, and the grandchildren come up to hug them, and when they hug them, they feel the breasts are solid. They feel like bricks on the chest, and they feel really embarrassed. And it's not an uncommon request to say, look, I don't want to. I want to hug my kids. I need breasts that are smaller and softer. So there's lots of different things that come through.
Yeah.
Through the office, but all are valid, and this is all about it's a decision that you've made with respect to your breasts, and you can change your mind as life goes by as you need to.
Well, it's nice to have someone say that those are valid reasons that you can change your breast size, not just because there's a medical problem, but because you change your mind,
Yeah.
which happens over time as we change.
Yeah.
When you held up the breast implant before, you were talking about the breast potentially going to the side and that being a medical problem, an indication of underlying rupture.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just happen over time with aging?
Yes, it does. But what happens is that the movement can be so great that an implant that's sitting here over a period of time, when you lie back, say you're at the beach, you lie on your back and the implant goes out here, you've got nothing here at all. And that's what's abnormal.
Okay.
And that's what stands out. Breasts that don't have implants in will move out to the side.
That's right.
Absolutely. And that's not a problem. But they don't normally go out so far to the side, there's absolutely nothing on the chest wall.
Okay.
That's the difference.
So if I can feel nothing while I'm lying down and my implant is right over to the side, I might need to come and have a talk to you.
That's right. And that can be corrected.
Okay.
To bring it back to where it should be. Thank you for joining us today on the Gold Coast Plastic Surgery Podcast. It's been a pleasure to have Elena with me today, and I hope we've answered some questions that you find relevant.